On a chilling autumn evening, my family and I decided to visit our beloved cabin, tucked away within a dense, dark forest. The sun gradually disappeared behind the clouds, casting elongated shadows that danced eerily with the whispering wind. Upon our arrival, the cabin welcomed us with its familiar, somewhat comforting silhouette. It seemed like nothing had changed since our last visit. The rustic wooden exterior wore a blanket of time, and the small windows peeked curiously through the encroaching darkness. We stepped inside, the creaking door announcing our presence to the silent, empty space. It felt almost normal, the air dense with nostalgia and a faint scent of pine. However, the tranquility was short-lived. As we began to settle in, a faint noise crept into our awareness. It was soft at first, almost imperceptible, like a hesitant foot testing the boundaries of the unknown. Then, the sound grew more pronounced, transforming into deliberate footsteps resonating from the floor above. The atmosphere tightened with tension as the footsteps multiplied in intensity and speed, each thud sending a shiver down our spines. A symphony of fear played between our racing hearts, and whoever was upstairs was advancing toward the stairwell. The air grew thick with dread. Without a word, we found ourselves retreating, each step hastened by the crescendo of the approaching menace. The door swung open with a sharp squeal, and we spilled into the moonlit night, our breaths ragged and eyes wide with terror. The footsteps followed relentlessly, bearing down upon us with an urgency that mirrored our own. Our car sat on the gravel driveway, its metallic surface gleaming faintly under the watchful gaze of the moon. It was our only sanctuary, a haven of steel and glass amidst the encircling darkness. With trembling hands, I fumbled for the keys, the footsteps growing louder, closer, echoing the pounding in my chest. Finally, the engine roared to life, its sound drowning the sinister footsteps for a moment. We didn't waste time, throwing the vehicle into gear and peeling away with desperate speed. However, as we glanced back, a man emerged from the cabin, obscured by shadows and intent unknown. Its pursuit was relentless. He darted through the trees, trying to cut us off up ahead. The road ahead twisted and turned, mirroring our turmoil. Yet, with each bend, we widened the gap between us and him. The engine whined, and the tires screeched against the gravel, protesting our flight. However, safety was our sole focus, the beacon guiding us through the enveloping night. As we reached the main road, relief washed over us like a tidal wave, leaving behind a residue of disbelief and lingering fear. The night sky opened up, the moon casting its pallid glow upon the landscape, as if trying to cleanse it of the shadows that had chased us. In the end, we arrived home safe, yet forever changed. The cabin, once a symbol of joy and escape, now bore the mark of unseen horror. The footsteps, the figure, the pursuit, they were all etched into our memories, carving canyons of fear and suspicion that would take a lifetime to bridge. The morning sun rose, casting away the shadows of the night. Our cabin stood silently in the forest, its wooden exterior bearing the weight of our fear. The police never found anyone or any evidence of an intruder, yet we never returned to that place. Someone else can worry about it now. However, the cabin lives on in our nightmares, its windows glowing ominously and the sound of footsteps echoing through our memories.